Hello, and welcome to another video in my basic build series. I'm your host, Blins. Let's get started. Alright, do your houses look like this? These are what mine looked like just a few months ago. I never thought I was going to be able to build some nice stuff, but I'm going to show you some pointers to make it not so hard. So, let's get started. First of all, I'm just going to use the blocks that I have right here. There's not much to it. This is basic starter stuff level. You can get all of this stuff on your first day. Especially if you're in an oak forest or something like that, you can get plenty of wood. You just dig down a little bit, get plenty of cobblestone. So I always start with the frame, and I always want to do odd number in between these logs here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That way you have a center point right there. You don't always have to do a even or an odd number like that, but it tends to make your builds look a little bit better. You also don't want to do a square. So I did 5 in between here. I'm going to do 7 in between here. 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. And then I'm just going to fill these out, line them up with the other ones there. Alright, so that's the frame of the house. It's going to be a very simple house. It's a little rectangle. It's kind of small still. Definitely a lot bigger on the inside than that. But next thing we do is just kind of do the frame. So I usually go up 4. You can go up, 5, 6. Depends on how your build wants to, or how high you want your build to be. I think going up 4 like that is a totally normal, perfect looking height. So I'm just going to fill this in real quick. Alright, that's filled in. So now we're going to decide that this is the front of the house. So what we're going to do, I'm going to make it 2 different layers here. I'm going to do the bottom layer cobblestone. Alright, so this is the center point in between these 2 logs, so that's going to be where the door is. So you just want to fill the rest of them out inside 1 block deep. So it's not going to be like in between like this. It's going to be 1 block in like that to give the outside some depth. Whoops, I screwed that up. Okay, there we go. Alright, so this is where your door is going to be. So on top here, I just go all the way around right inside this log. Just fill it all out. Alright, next you're going to go in the corners because you're not going to have any windows in the very corner because that doesn't look right. Unless you're doing like a modern style house, but this is definitely not a modern style house. And then behind these logs, you're definitely not going to want any windows because nobody's going to be able to see them. I did that one already. Then on this side, I'm just going to fill this in here. Whoops. Just like that. Now this is where the door is going to be. So on the doors, I always go onto the outside and put an upside down stair there. That way it'll give it a little bit of depth. And then you go on the inside and place the door. I'm going to have to redo this door in a little bit because we're going to do the floor. But you see how that adds a little bit of depth? That's what you're going to want to do with all of your windows. So in the middle of each one of these, I'm actually going to tear that block out and put the little steps there. I'm going to do that real quick. Actually, on this side, let's change it up a little bit. Let's make 2 windows right on that spot right there. Nope, I didn't want to get rid of that. Alright, then I'm going to hop back inside and finish putting the rest of the wall in there. I'm going to leave the little hole for the window where you put the stairs. And you can do this any size you want. I just think this is a pretty easy one for the first build. Your very first starter home in your new world. Alright, and then you use window panes instead of window blocks because it gives a little bit more depth. You can see how there's a little bit of space in there. A little depth gives a lot of detail. It goes a long way. Alright. Now just looking from the outside, that's looking decent for a starter home. It didn't really take that long. It's going to take a little bit of resources, but this is stuff you can easily do in your first day, maybe 2. You can even get to this point and it turns in the night. You can just sleep in the middle. Don't have to really worry about anything coming to get you. Only spiders are going to be able to jump over if you're just laying in here. Which they're not even going to be able to see if you've got these glass panes in, so that's pretty easy. Alright, next let's just do the floor real quick since we're in here. I'm going to tear that door down again. Alright, if you're in survival, you want to use slabs. Because they basically use half the amount of blocks that you would if you put full blocks down. So I always use slabs for the floors and ceilings when I can. Looks exactly the same from your point of view, but you use half the amount of resources, so it's super helpful. Alright, put the door back. There we go. And now let's just get a couple lights in here. So what I usually do is just 1 level up above in the middle of each wall, above those windows. Just like that. That will give you plenty of light so you can go all over the place and you see that your light is going to be above. Looks like 9 is the lowest I can get in here. So nothing's going to spawn in there. That's pretty easy. Alright, so up top, this is where the details kind of come in. So this is your front. We're going to want to put a dormer window in there. So 2 off of that one. You're going to go 2 high here and 2 high here. Then you're going to want to go 1 there. You break that block. 1 there. There you go. That way you get this little shape here. This is going to be your dormer window. Now on each side, you're going to do the same basic thing, but you're just going to go straight up and not make a too high thing in the beginning there. Just do this real quick. And then we're going to go do the other side. Okay, that's going to give you this shape right here. Now we're ready to start the roof. So, the roof is going to be super simple. Wherever you've got one of these things, you're just going to put down like that. Start over, go this way. And then when you get to, whoops, totally wrong spot. You get to the end, you're going to want to curve it this way. So there's a nice little corner there. You just start over. Just go all the way around this way. So it goes over there, just bring it back up. Do this all the way around. Alright, that side's done. Now you just do the back side. This one's a lot easier. You just go all the way across. Alright, when you get to the top here, you're going to put slabs where all the holes are. Slab all the way across. Same thing on the little dormer window here. There you go. Now we're going to do a little bit of the detail on the outside. So you're going to want to get the cobblestone stairs, or really any stair of your choice. But what you want to do, give a little better detail, you're going to go opposite like this. One up, and one upside down. On the end, you're going to put an upside down one there. And I'm going to do this in a quicker way just because it's on survival. I don't have to worry about falling down. Go upside down stairs. Whoops. Upside down stairs there. And that gives it that little shape there. At the very top, put a stair that way. And that gives you that shape. That looks a lot better already. Let's go do this all the way around to the other sides too. Alright, got that done. That's looking a lot better. Alright, gives us some nice detail, but we still need to do a little overhang on this side. So just down here, we're going to go all the way across. Put the little upside down one over there. Let's go all the way across here. Obviously, you can play around with the different blocks that you want to use. If you want to use maybe stone bricks or whatever else you want to use, you can use a different color wood if you have that option. I personally like to do a different color wood on the roof than I do the rest of the house, but I'm just doing the basic stuff here so I can show you that you can still make a pretty good looking place with just the basic blocks. Alright, so let's do the ceiling on this side real fast just to make it a little easier to get around in there. We're going to come back later and put in a stairway though, but just do this real quick, get it out of the way. Okay, now that you're in there, you're just going to put your blocks, or your logs, or whatever these are called, slabs. What are they called? Oak planks. God, I couldn't remember. Alright, oak planks all the way around. Everywhere where you see cobblestone, just put those around. And then for these windows, everywhere you see these logs, you're going to put another one there. Right. Oops. Okay, so that looks pretty done. Now there's one more detail I'm actually going to do here. I'm going to get rid of these and I'm going to put stairs in here because we're going to put windows in, just like downstairs. Put the stairs down, you're going to get a little bit more depth. See how that looks with a little extra added depth there? That looks pretty good. Let's do that to the rest of these sides real quick. Get rid of these. 2, 3 there, those there. Put the window panes in. Go head over to this side. You can always play around where you want all these things. Oops. If you don't want them looking like that, or if you want to maybe add more down to this way, give it a little more detail that way. Either way is fine. I kind of like that, but I'm just going to switch it this way. There you go. The outside of the house is almost done. There's a little detail right here that doesn't look right. You're not going to be able to see that anywhere other than right here, so I might as well make it look good right there. Okay, outside of the house is looking pretty good there. It's almost done, actually. That's a lot better lot better looking house than these basic ones I used to build right over there. But we can definitely give a lot more detail. But let's check the inside out real fast. So what we need to do is get a way to go upstairs. So what I would usually do is just build a little stairwell right over here if I can get it in the right spots. Got to get rid of some of the roof there. Probably need to get rid of that one too so I can actually walk up. There we go. Now you can leave it like this if you prefer. If you want a little bit more detail, you can go in and get some fences. There we go. I like to make a little railing there for the fences. Now, in order for this to connect to the ceiling right, see how it's a half slab that you've been putting in there? full plank in there. So let's just do that real quick. Whoops, not the right spot. And I like to add it right there, just give it a little bit of a, a little extra detail there, make it more symmetrical. And then on the other side of this, I like to do that. That way, it gives it a nice little shape there. And you can, put a chest under here, or a little storage room, or whatever you want to do. You can even put a door in here. Doesn't really matter. You can decorate the inside however you like. I don't really decorate the insides that much. So I would make this room like my storage room. Just put a bunch of double chests in here. That way I can just run up here and grab what I need. And then down here I'll have like my bed, and then another chest and a furnace and a workstation, all that kind of stuff. Alright, let's check out the outside again. Now this looks pretty done. You can always add a little bit more detail by taking maybe some fence posts around the side, or you can make little planter boxes by the windows. I've seen a lot of people do that. I'm just going to do this all the way around just so you can see what it looks like. Definitely gives it a little bit more depth, a little more detail. A little more pizzazz. Maybe I'll put one in the corner there, just give that a little more depth. Put them on this side. There we go. Alright, the outside looks pretty done, but the ground around it, you may have maybe just in the middle of a plains and it doesn't look very good, but let me show you how much better it can look if we put some stuff in there. So let's get some of that, and bone meal I think is in this one. Yeah, there it is. Alright, so what we're going to do, actually I'm going to get a shovel too. I'll show you how to make some path blocks look pretty good. I'm just going to go all the way around. This is a good reason to have a lot of skeletons, take out a lot of skeletons, you get some good bone meal, you can make your places look a lot better. Just go around like that. Personally, I'd hate having the too high grass around my place, so I just go around wherever there's too high and get rid of that. A lot of flowers gives it a lot more color. Alright, all the too high grass is gone. Now let's figure out a little path. So you're going to come out of the door here. Obviously you're going to go this way. Whoops, didn't want to do that. Let me put that back real quick. There we go. Alright, so maybe your path comes this way a little bit. Path comes right over here to another building. So around the path, I like to get rid of the blocks, or the grass blocks right next to it, because you're going to kind of be walking over it, if you know what I mean. So it's not going to be really built up quite as much as the places around it. Then it's nice to have a couple of trees. Just maybe put a few around if you don't already have some around there. Bone meal all these so they grow a little quicker for us. Alright, there we go. Looks like we've got ourselves a nice little house there. I'm going to get a little more grass on this side just because that's where we're looking at from. That looks pretty good. I would call that, a good starter house. That's pretty simple, and you can use these little basic techniques all, just do whatever kind of things you want to do with it. Just experiment with some stuff. So yeah, going from that to that takes a little bit more work. A tiny bit of planning. I didn't really plan any of this out. I just kind of did it. But yeah, you do those little techniques, it can make your house look tons better. Alright, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, and feel free to leave a comment of any other things you would like to see in some of my videos. Alright, see you later.